Are you tired of fighting with your own brain? Well, in this explainer, we are going to break down exactly how to build the study habits you actually need to succeed. And here's the secret. It's not about willpower. It's about having the right system in place. Okay, let's be real. We have all been there. Your exam is literally tomorrow, the pressure's on, and what are you doing? You're lost in an endless scroll. It is one of the most frustrating feelings on the planet, right? You're telling yourself, okay, just one more video, but deep down, you know exactly what you should be doing. The problem is, your brain, it kind of has other plans. It's always looking for the path of least resistance. And right now, that path is leading straight to your phone. But what if I told you that this struggle, it's not really your fault? Seriously. A massive part of what we do every single day is driven by our brain's powerful autopilot system. And understanding how that system works, that's the key to taking back control. So, what even is a habit? Think of it like an energy-saving shortcut for your brain. When you repeat something over and over, your brain just goes, okay, I got this, and puts it on autopilot. This is great because it saves mental energy, but it can also trap us in routines that we really want to break. Let me tell you a quick story that just illustrates this perfectly. So there's this person, Sarah. She played soccer every single weekend. And every weekend during the snack break, she'd grab a donut. She didn't even think about it. It was just what she did. Pure autopilot. And this right here is the power of a cue. The second she saw that snack table, it triggered the whole donut grabbing program in her brain. It just completely bypassed her conscious goal to observe the holiday. Her brain wasn't even making a choice. It was just running the code it had run 100 times before. Okay, so how do we actually rewrite these automatic programs in our brain? Well, the trick isn't to fight against the system. It's to use the system to your advantage. And to do that, we're going to look at a super simple 4-step framework for change. This incredible framework comes from the book Atomic Habits by James Clear. And these 4 laws, think of them like the levers you can pull to build good habits and, yes, break the bad ones. It's basically the user manual for your own brain. All right, enough theory. Let's put this into practice right now. We're going to take a goal that every student has, studying more effectively, and build a real system around it using these 4 laws. So, law number 1, make it obvious. Instead of trying to build a study habit out of thin air, you're going to anchor it to something you already do. This is called habit stacking. So your existing habit, like pouring your morning coffee, becomes the trigger, the cue for the new one. It's built right into your routine, so you literally don't have to remember to do it. Okay, law number 2, make it attractive. Let's face it, our brains are wired to chase rewards. So you can hack this by pairing something you want to do with something you need to do. This is called temptation bundling, and it makes the boring stuff way more appealing. Trust me, it makes you so much more likely to actually get it done. There's a basic law of physics that totally applies to productivity. An object in motion stays in motion. And it's so true. The absolute hardest part of anything is just getting started. But once you're moving, it's so much easier to keep that momentum going. So this brings us to law number 3, make it easy. And how do you make starting ridiculously easy? You use the 2-minute rule. The idea is to scale down any new habit into a tiny 2-minute version, something so simple you can't say no to it. Look, the goal here isn't to master the entire habit on day 1. The goal is to master the art of just showing up. So, study for my exam becomes open my textbook to the right chapter. That's it. Master those first 2 minutes, and you'll be amazed how often momentum carries you the rest of the way. And finally, law number 4, make it satisfying. Our brains crave immediate rewards. The problem with habits like studying is that the real payoff, a good grade, is way off in the future. So you have to create an immediate win for yourself. Something as simple as tracking your habit on a calendar and getting to cross off that day. Ah, it gives you that little hit of satisfaction that tells your brain, hey, that felt good. Let's do that again tomorrow. Okay, so that's how you build a good habit. But what about the bad ones? The ones holding us back, like constantly checking our phones. Well, it's actually pretty simple. We just flip the four laws on their head. It's this really cool symmetrical system. If making a cue obvious helps build a habit, well, then making it invisible helps break one. The same logic applies to all four laws. This, right here, this is your complete toolkit for changing your behavior. So, to break a bad habit, first, you make it invisible. Your environment is the biggest cue. So, the single most effective way to break a bad habit is to just remove the trigger. Put your phone in another room when you study. You can't be tempted by something you can't even see. No cue, no habit. It's really that simple. Next up, make it unattractive. Our cravings are all about the story we tell ourselves about them. So you can make a bad habit way less appealing just by changing that story. Instead of thinking of scrolling as a relaxing break, try reframing it. Ask yourself, am I being a producer right now or just a consumer? A simple mindset shift like that can totally kill the craving before it even starts. Third, you gotta make it difficult. This is all about adding friction. The more steps you put between you and a bad habit, the less likely you are to actually do it. So delete the social media apps from your phone. Put the junk food on the highest shelf in the pantry. You want to design your environment to make good habits easy and bad habits really, really hard. But look, this is about so much more than just a few productivity hacks. The real goal here isn't just about getting better grades or wasting less time on your phone. The real goal is about becoming the kind of person you actually want to be, one tiny habit at a time. I love this quote from James Clear. It's such a powerful way to think about it. Every single time you open your textbook, you're casting a vote for the identity of, I am a good student. Every time you go for a run, you're casting a vote for, I am a runner. Your habits are literally how you embody the identity you want for yourself. And you don't need some massive, heroic action to do it. All you need to do is focus on these tiny 1% improvements, these little atomic habits. They seem so insignificant in the moment, but they compound over time. And that compounding leads to absolutely remarkable transformations. In the end, you really are your habits. So here's the bottom line. Your environment is designing you right now. Your behavior is being shaped by all of the cues around you, and you have a choice. You can either be a victim of that environment, or you can become its architect. The choice is yours. So what are you going to choose?